Hello YouTube people, my name is Ace, and it's been a while since I came up with a video, and I figured what a great way to get things going, but I went ahead and got Final Fantasy XIII. This is the Japanese version, so I'll clarify that right now, for the PlayStation 3. And the reason why I got it, and I do not know how to read Japanese, unfortunately. It would be something that I'd like to learn. But in this case, I do not. But the game comes out in 3 months in America, but I was kind of curious about the gameplay and the battle system and stuff like that, and I don't plan to beat the whole game in Japanese or anything like that, because I don't want to ruin a lot of the visuals that are in the game. So I'm planning on playing a couple hours, and then I'll shelf it. But one of the cool things that I noticed when I popped open the game is that it comes with this guide, which I was not expecting. But apparently, because PlayStation 3 supports region free games, it plays all foreign games. Unlike the 360 or any other console, typically always has a region lock on it. PlayStation 3 does not. It'll allow you to play any foreign game. But it does come with an English guide that tells you, I'm filming this in low quality, so you have to bear with it, but it is in English. It tells you the controls, what the menu, it'll say in Japanese right here, and then what the Japanese writing says in English, so that way you can navigate throughout the menu, so at least you can play the game and enjoy it, get a feel for the game. It's just the dialogue and stuff like that. Now, I'm sure that you could probably find an English translation script of the game online. That's not unheard of. When I got Metal Gear from Japan for the PlayStation, it came with a English script, so that way I could read along with the story. So I'm sure there might be one for Final Fantasy XIII. I don't know. I have not looked, because I do not plan on beating the Japanese version. Another thing I wanted to let you guys know about, since how I got 8 minutes, and I will make another video explaining my opinions on Final Fantasy XIII. That will be another time. Right now, this is just showing a few things off here. This game is called Risen. It was originally supposed to come out in America back in November of '09, but it never happened due to the economy and all that hoo-ha crap going on. A lot of games got pushed back because of that. However, this is still to be announced. They might have a release date by now, but the cool thing about this is it's already English dubbed. This is an Asian/English translation of the game. When you throw it in, it'll automatically be set on English, the manual is in English, and everything else like that. This is one of the very few 360 titles that are region-free. Mostly, you will find all 360 games region-locked, but these are one of the few that are region-free. So you could order this right now and play it, and love it, and enjoy it. If you are fans of Gothic from the old PC, it's traditional RPG, a lot of fun. I highly recommend it, especially if you're a fan of Gothic. Boy, this is like a loose comparison, but I'm going to say Fable, because that's the only thing that can come up to the top of my head to compare it with. Fable is more graphically beautiful, but I believe that this game has a lot more to offer in terms of adventure, exploration, things to do. Like when you create your weapons, you can create your own weapons. You actually have to go through the entire smithing process. You take your piece of metal, you got to throw it into the flame, then you pull it out, you got to buy a smith hammer, you got to pound it out, then you got to throw it in the water, and then you got to sharpen it and all that stuff. And then you can turn around and sell it for profit or use it. It's such an incredible game. I love it, highly recommend it. But it is old school, so don't expect everything to be handed out to you on a silver platter. You got to work to get everything. And I'm that kind of an RPGer. That's what I recommend. That's what I shoot for. Fable kind of hands everything to you, makes it simplistic, Not knocking Fable at all. I love the game, but this is a little bit more hardcore. I think for the hardcore players, you'll really appreciate this. I will tell you in a second where to get. Actually, I'll go ahead and tell you now. Go to play-asia.com. Play-asia.com, and it's really cool because on their website, when you're looking at games for the 360 and the PlayStation 3 or the Wii or whatever, it will tell you if it's region free or not. It will tell you if it's English dubbed or not, or subtitled. There's some Japanese games that actually has English subtitles. So just keep an eye on that. There's probably a lot of games out there that are not stateside that you could be playing right now and enjoying. Also, if you use your brain a little bit, you got the new Street Fighter 4 coming out, right? On this, I think it's called Super Street Fighter 4. Forgive me if that title is wrong, but it's in Japan right now. Well, a lot of people play the game with Japanese dialogue anyways, just because there's a lot of anime fans who prefer listening to the Japanese with English subtitles or whatever. But anyways, it's a fighting game, so who cares? That's just, again, my opinion, but you could be playing the new Street Fighter, when it's released in Japan. I think it's already there. Don't quote me on that, but that's just an example. So, keep that in mind when you're looking at games at play-asia.com. You could be playing a lot of cool games right now. And another thing I'd love to point out about play-asia.com is that their games are actually cheaper than it is in America, especially when you use the shipping. For instance, if you do regular mail, it's 5 to 10 days. Okay, so there's the kicker. But it's $3 for that. And this game, for example, when it comes stateside, will be $62 or whatever it is, but it actually, on Play-Asia, is only $54. So that's a huge example of how cheap it is. You're saving a couple of bucks. So just keep that in mind when you look. The last game I'm going to tell you about real quick while I have a few minutes left is Divinity 2. Now, I played the demo, and I don't think the demo did this game justice. I actually really, really am enjoying this game. There are a couple of problems, though, that I must warn you about when you play it. One is their save load feature has a bug. That doesn't mean like it's going to screw your saved game to where you have to start all the way over. It won't do that. What it does is that typically you're supposed to be able to save, and then when you load up, you're supposed to be standing in that very spot. Well, that's not what happens. 9 times out of 10, when you load it, you'll be somewhere else in the world that you've already explored, and it just doesn't make any sense. And you'll see what I mean if you ever try the game. The easiest way to fix that, but everything you've accomplished or whatever remains. All the gold you find, experience, that all remains. It's just you are somewhere else in the world. It's kind of aggravating. But the easiest fix is to start the game over. Don't go back to the main menu. Go to the Xbox dashboard, start it up again, and then load from there. And then you'll find you're standing in the same spot. And why is that important? Well, it's an RPG, and if you did a lot of grinding and you're in that area, and then you load the game and you're far away from that area, it just gets aggravating, especially if you keep dying, that you have to run all the way there. So that's one of the other problems. The only other problem is the character moves too fast, especially in combat. You're kind of all over the place when you're swinging your sword around, especially on lock-on. Because it zooms in when you're on lock-on, and when you're swinging, you're kind of all over the place. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but those two things are the only gripes that I have about it. Flying as a dragon, that's okay. I mean, there's nothing bad about it. There's nothing great about it. But the RPG elements of the game, there's a lot to do. I compare it to Diablo I don't know. It's third-person view, behind-the-shoulder type deal. You move around, but the reason why I compare it to Diablo is there's lots of random items, lots of random armor. Whenever you put the armor on or the items on, it changes your appearance. There's a lot to explore. You're not doing the same quests. There's a lot of quest varieties, a lot of cleverly well-done quests. I can say the same thing about Risen. Risen has probably some of the best quests that I've ever done in any RPG I've ever played. So I definitely give these two games a shot. I don't recommend one over the other. I'd say try both of them. So I got 8 seconds. So thanks for listening. This is Ace. Peace out.